So I start, like I said, oh man, I haven't fucking talked about this shit ever. This is weird, but I'm just laying this out on social media right now. 10 years of your life and drinking and doing all this shit to fill in this void. Clearly it's not fucking working, so something needs to change. And there's nothing wrong with that, but there's something wrong with it when you're doing it to numb the pain like I was. Getting shredded and being this gym kid was gonna fix my problem. Did nothing. I started to chase discomfort. I started to have motion. Alrighty, this is episode 2 of the Motion Podcast, and this one is a solo episode with just Miles. And I'm going to be explaining my story on my life and how I got to where I am today and the mental struggles that I went through and what I went through as a kid, all the adversity and the insecurities that I had as a kid, because I was an extremely insecure person my entire life. So I'm going to be explaining my story as to how I overcame that excruciating insecurity and not knowing who I was and not knowing my purpose in life and not knowing where I was headed because I was trying to be someone that I'm not, to essentially fit in. So in this episode, I'm going to be diving into all of that, talking about my whole life and why I was so insecure and how I got out of that route that I was in for practically my whole life. So this episode is going to be interesting. I hope you guys enjoy. This is going to be probably pretty vulnerable, and I'm going to be talking very deeply about stuff that I've never actually talked about to probably anyone in my life, and now I'm putting it on social media to everyone. So I hope you enjoy this episode and find some value out of it, and let's get into it. So it all starts 2003, October 25th. I was born. Miles was born. I was born in Perth, Western Australia. And this was the beginning of my story. So I originally, like I said, was born in Perth, Western Australia. I was here for 2 years and we ended up moving to Scotland after 2 years. I absolutely hated this place. It was cold, it was miserable. Everyone was not lively. Everyone just sits at home all day because there's quite frankly nothing to do there. It just rains all the time and it's shit. But my dad's family lived 4 hours away and my mum's dad died, so we were closer to family, and that is what made my mum and dad feel more comfortable. So that's what we had to do. So we moved there. I was there for 4 years, from 2 till 6 or 7-ish, and my brother was also born there as well. So we lived there for, like I said, 4 years. I absolutely hated it. Every single night I would beg my parents to move back to Australia because I actually hated it. And little did I know, this is why I got so much respect for my parents, because little did I know both my parents were actually going through a crippling depression, an insane amount of negative self-talk, bad emotions towards everything in life, and were quite frankly extremely unhappy with where they were in life and what was going on. But as a young kid, you don't see that. And this is why everyone should have respect for their parents, because we are young, we don't know what they go through yet. We haven't lived their path, and I would imagine being a parent is quite fucking hard, especially when your dad dies 2 weeks before you're born, and that would throw anyone off their track of life. So yeah, my mum suffered extreme depression. My dad, when we moved over to Scotland, had depression as well because of his job. He hated his job, he hated the people that were there, they didn't treat him very well. So yeah, both my parents were very depressed in Scotland. Little did I know, I didn't know anything. I was just this little kid roaming around playing football in the street and stuff like this. So my brother was born in Scotland as well. We lived in Scotland, like I said, for 4 years. Hated it. Begged my parents every single day to move to Australia. So essentially, we're here now. So we moved to Australia, which I'm so grateful for. I don't know if I'd be even half the person that I was if my parents did not make that sacrifice to move back over here. Yeah, so I'm so grateful for that, and I'm grateful for my parents for doing that. But when the transition from Scotland to Australia is where my big insecurity little trip of life, my past 15 or longer than that, I'm 20 now, so past, I'd say even 18 and a half, 19 years, that whole segment of my life until I was about 19, 20 was when I started to become on purpose and know who I was and act like who I was. So this is where the big insecurity and all the adversity in my life started happening was when I moved to Australia. As anyone knows that lives in Australia, is the culture here is very take the piss out of each other and joke around. And I guess it's like some people's love language. It's my love language as well. You take the piss out of someone and make fun of them and stuff. But in Scotland, you don't do that. That's not a thing. So the transition and the culture switch was very different. Obviously, I had a Scottish accent, and being rainy all the time and having to be inside all the time, I was this big gamer nerd. I was obsessed with Minecraft. As stupid as it sounds, I was obsessed with it. So as soon as I move over here, everyone's outdoors, everyone's playing sports, and I'm just this little nerd that played games, that had a Scottish accent, that got the piss taken out of him every single day, all the time. And it really got to me because I didn't understand why people do it. Why do people take the piss out of me? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with Miles? That's my thoughts. It ended up making this extremely big insecurity inside of me at such a young age because I was getting bullied all the time at school when I was 6 years old in year 1, year 2, year 3, when I moved over here to go to Secret Harbour. Then, as I was getting bullied, I met one person. One friend. I had one friend. I'm not going to name him at all. I don't have any hate towards him at all. He's a good guy. Nothing bad against him. But he was my best friend, and he was my probably only friend. And we were both we both moved over from the UK to here, so we were both obsessed with football. He was extremely good at football and played for Perth Glory and did all these things. And yeah, I met him at Secret Harbour. We were best mates, hung out all the time, but he also, I guess, bullied me pretty badly as well, and basically made me feel like a piece of shit. And would tell me that you're not going to be anything and you're not going to be able to do this. You're not going to be like me. You need to be like me. So I, quite frankly, looked up to him so much because I was like, I want to play for Perth Glory. Like, I want to be like this guy. This guy's amazing. This guy's doing so well. Like, what am I? I'm nothing. I'm just this little Minecraft nerd. This was what was going through my head at about 6, 7 years old. I was just constantly like bashing myself. I hated my name. I hated how I looked. I hated literally everything about myself at the age of 7. Because I was just constantly getting bullied and I didn't understand the culture shift of people take the piss out of you here, and I would always react really badly, so people would bully me. And because my accent, it's pretty easy to bully someone with a Scottish accent that gets angry. I think anyone would, to be honest. But yeah, so that made a massive insecurity inside of me. My only friend was pretty much the only person I looked up to, and he would obviously do the same thing to me relatively and kind of manipulate me, I guess. And I wasn't around the best people when I was young. So yeah, it made me very insecure. And then I moved to Assumption. Same thing there. I was just this little iPad nerd kid. And being weird is not a bad thing. Being weird just means you're not the same as everyone else, which isn't actually a bad thing at all. It's not. It's probably a good thing because following the crowd is not the best thing to do in every situation in life. But yeah, so I was just this little nerd in primary school. I got bullied my whole entire primary school. It made me extremely, extremely insecure. I hated myself. I hated everything about myself. So the only thing I really had was football and soccer and Minecraft, quite frankly. So that's what I put all my time into. I was just playing soccer and playing Minecraft, and I was just obsessed with that. And then we get to high school. So high school, I ended up going to Safety Bay. I moved from Assumption to Safety Bay, got into the soccer academy there. And I remember these thoughts in my head. I was like, I am not going to be this Miles. I've got a clean slate. I can restart. I can become someone that everyone loves. I can become this popular kid because no one knows me here. I'm new. I'm the new kid. I've got a new slate. So let's become a new person to fit in. That's what I was doing. I was becoming a new person to fit in with the crowd, which is the worst thing you can ever do in your life, is become someone you're not to please other people. It will lead you down fucking hell because it's what it did to me. So coming into high school, I was like, I'm not being this gamer nerd. I'm not being this kid. I'm not going to be this nerd. I'm going to be the popular kid. I'm going to be the funny kid. I'm going to be the loud kid. Everyone's going to love me. All the girls are going to love me. That was my mindset. I was like, I have to be this popular kid. I have to have all this status. So I start high school, and that was my goal in high school. When I was at Safety Bay, I was like, I need to be this popular kid. I want to be like my best friend in Secret Harbour. I want to be like him. I want to be this popular kid. Everyone loves him. So quite frankly, I became that person. I became loud. I became funny. I became obnoxious, the class clown. And it worked. I was part of the boys. You know, I was in the boys team. Everyone thought I was like this funny kid. When inside, I was this fucking insecure little maggot that didn't know who the fuck I was, man. And I treated people like shit. And getting onto that topic, my best mate in high school, if you're listening to this, Connor Gale, some people might know this, but when he moved, he was a little Ranger kid, and he ended up moving to Safety Bay. And he was my best mate in high school. So talking about getting back to the point of how I treated people like shit, what my best mate did to me in Secret Harbour when I was young, when I was a primary school kid, which is no hate towards him. He didn't know what he was doing. He's fucking like 6, 7 years old as well. 8, 9, 10 years old. Doesn't know what he's doing. He's just being himself. He bullied the fuck out of me, made me feel like shit. So what did I do? I turned into that as well. And I did the same thing to Connor, my best mate, when he moved over to Safety Bay. I turned into that person. That person that was just obsessed with being popular. And what do popular kids do? They take the piss out of other people. They make other people feel like shit to make themselves feel better. And that was me. That was the blueprint of Miles throughout the whole of high school. That is who I was. I was literally obsessed with being this kid, having all this status, having all the girls, or being this person that I wasn't, to please everyone, to make myself feel like I have some sort of self-worth or some purpose in this planet, because I wasn't going to be that gamer kid anymore. I wasn't going to be that nerd that no one fucking liked. That was not me. I washed that miles away. So I became this kid that bullied my best mate. I don't know if he's listening to this right now, but I can guarantee he would agree with it. I wasn't the main driver of it, but I definitely did not hold back. I did shit to him, made him feel like shit, bullied him for being Ranger, and took the piss out of him from year 7 to year 8. And I think I saw a massive decline in his confidence as well as a person because of me. And I contributed to that because I wanted to be someone that I wasn't, and I wanted to fit in. And I didn't care what I had to do to fit in. I was going to do anything because I wasn't going to be that Miles again that everyone hated, that everyone took the piss out of. So inside, I was this insecure kid acting like someone that I'm not to fit in, essentially. So Safety Bay, I was there from year 7 to year 8. Then I moved to NBC. Same thing. Went to the school. I was like, I'm going to be the man. Every cunt's going to love me here. That's my job. That's who I am now. I'm this kid that everyone loves. Everyone loves me. And quite frankly, I moved there and I was part of the quiet crowd at the start because I didn't really know anyone. So what do the cool kids do when they get in high school? They drink. They smoke. They get on the drugs. So what did Miles do to fit in? He drank. He smoked. He got on the drugs. He did all this shit to fit in because I wasn't going to be that kid anymore. I wasn't going to be that little nerd that no one liked. That wasn't me. I was the man, you know? Everyone loved Miles. Miles was the cool cunt. You know, the cool cunt that bullied his best mate and made him feel like shit and made him feel how I did in primary school. Yeah, that was me. So, oh man, I haven't fucking talked about this shit ever. This is weird, but I'm just laying this out on social media right now. But essentially, that's what happened. I got drunk every weekend. I did drugs. I smoked weed. I fucking smoked. Yeah, you know, everyone knows that shit, what I was like. If you know me in high school, you know what I did. I was just this little party kid that was just drinking and smoking and vaping and doing all this shit, all this external shit to try to find validation through other things like having status in school and having the cool best mates. I have no hate towards anyone in my life. By the way, this is me. This is talking about my journey and what I went through, my thought process. No hate to anyone at NBC. I fucking love everyone there. Everyone was good. And same with Safety Bay and same with my best mate ages ago in Secret Harbour. I'm just clarifying that. I'm just talking about what went through my head and how I was thinking. So, yeah, get back to the story, Miles. Connor ended up moving over as well from Safety Bay because he also lived in Mandurah. So he ended up moving over to from Safety Bay to NBC with me. And same thing, I kind of pushed him into this this crowd with me because I was the only person that he knew there. And he was quite frankly just getting bullied as well at Safety Bay. I hope he doesn't care about me talking about this, but yeah, he was getting the piss taken out of him as well. So I think I did to him what my best mate did to me. And he essentially did the same thing as me. Me and him were like these loud boys in NBC. Like, we were the funny people, you know, everyone loved us. And I was just obsessed with becoming this popular kid. That's all I cared about, man. Because I was so fucking insecure. I had nothing. I didn't know who the fuck I was. So, like I said, we're just getting out, going to the piss, getting drunk, doing fuck all. I was not even me. I was doing fuck all. I was getting shit grades. I was failing school. I was nothing. I had no purpose. I didn't know who I was. I was just this fucking loser, man, trying to be like someone I'm not. Trying to force myself to be like someone I'm not. I was so afraid of being the real Miles. I just hated my life, man. So I was trying to fit in, and I thought it was going to fill the void, that insecure void inside of me. So, yeah, throughout my whole high school, that's basically what I was. I was this party kid that everyone thought was, everyone thought was like this mad, you know. I would go to parties and I'd get blind drunk. I'd get with all these chicks trying to fill this void, trying to make myself feel better. And then I met my first, talking stage is what people say. And this is when I knew that I was so fucking insecure, man. This is when I knew I was broken inside. So she was the first person, this was about year 10. So when I was in this little party stage like I'm talking about, I met her, I was smoking weed and all this shit. Met her, and she was the first person to ever showed interest in me. And I latched onto that shit like a fucking leech, because it was the first time anyone ever acknowledged me for me, I think, or who I thought was me. So I latched the fuck onto it and onto her. And I was trying so fucking hard, man, to maintain this like talking stage and keep it going and like be like the best person I could be for this relationship, because I've never had a girl be interested in me in my life. So I was just the biggest fucking simp you could ever think of. You name it, I did it. I was the biggest simp. I did everything. She'd fucking screw me over and I'd go straight running back to her because I had nothing, because I was nothing. I didn't know who I was. I was so insecure that any bit of validation I just leaped at. So this was my first turning point in life. And you'll notice every time I hit a big low is when I start to find myself. And this is why the struggles you go through are what shape you as a person. They are the best thing that happens to you. Struggles is what makes you who you are. Don't be afraid of going through struggles. You'll notice in my story, throughout my story, this is what slowly shapes me into becoming Miles that is talking to you on a camera and a podcast right now. I'm not saying I've got it all figured out. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but you'll see what I mean. So essentially, I got fucked around for like 2 months, I'd say. No hate towards her either. She was young. She didn't know what she's doing. You know, she probably isn't listening to this, but yeah, essentially, she didn't know what she was doing. She was young. I was insecure. I was someone that I wasn't. So she essentially, I felt, mistreated me and toyed around with me a bit. And it fucking shattered me. We weren't even dating, man. This is how low I was. We weren't even dating. We weren't even talking for longer than 7-8 weeks, man. And I was head over heels for this girl. I was in love with this chick, man, because it was the first person that showed me interest. So I latched onto it, got broken over and over and over again by the same person. And then obviously it gets to the point where it's just finished. And I'm left there fucking shattered. I was so heartbroken, man, over a chick that I wasn't even dating. That's how insecure I was. I was fucked. I was crying every night. I would like beg for her back. I'd do shit like that. I'd beg for her. And then I was like also masking all the pain by smoking weed all the time and getting drunk. And I remember the first time that I got like essentially like fucked over, what was the first thing I did? I went straight out and just got blasted on weed and blasted on like alcohol and shit like this to numb the pain, to get rid of that pain. Didn't want to feel it. And then I'd wake up in the morning and I'd message her and like try to get back with her and try all this stuff. But it shattered me. And then I got in the gym. This was year 11. I started year 11, I believe. I got in the gym. I was like, fuck this. I'm going to become someone else now. I need to become someone else. I need to improve myself. So I got in the gym, started going to the gym, went for about 8 weeks as per. and then gave up, went back to the lifestyle. It was too hard, too much effort, not enough I wasn't getting anything out of it. I was just going to the gym and I thought that I'd turn into this ripped cunt and I'd get revenge and I'd turn into this masterpiece that I thought I was going to be. Lasted 8 weeks and then I went even worse the other way. I'm talking, I was drinking weekdays after school. I was smoking weed on weekdays. I was going out every weekend, fucking Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I was getting fucked up, man. And there's nothing wrong with that. But there's something wrong with it when you're doing it to numb the pain like I was. That's when there's a problem with it. So I was doing that, went back to that lifestyle, was just getting plastered, essentially, to numb the pain. Then I met another girl. Same problem. Still insecure. Still this little kid running away from his problems. Still running away from the real Miles. Still no purpose in life, no nothing. Same thing. Fucking ruined. Miles got fucking... I was gone, mate. I lost myself again. I was just shattered. This was like now end of year 11. So start of year 11, end of year 10 was the first one. And then end of year 11 was like this one. And this one cooked me. Again, same thing. Became this little simp, sucked up to her. Did all this stuff, try to please them, try to do this, try to do that. And then I was like, F this. I'm like, I'm fucking done. Something needs to change, man. So I get in the gym again. Keep in mind, like I said in the last podcast, in that year 11 stage, I'm telling you, like I went to the gym, I started going to the gym, and then when I moved out of it, I went the other way so bad that like I said, I was drinking so much, doing all this shit, smoking, doing all these things. I was also eating like shit, man. I was eating KFC to numb my pain as well. I'd eat KFC like 3-4 times a day. Had to have Domino's all the time. I'd just eat fast food to everything to numb the pain. Literally, I was eating food to numb my pain because I hated how I looked. And if anyone knows, like that is a part of an eating disorder. Eating food, binge eating and stuff to numb your pain. It is a thing. And that's what I was doing as well. Everything, anything and anything to numb my pain is basically what I was doing. So year 11, girl number 2 shattered me. I was overweight. I was 94 kilos. Something had to change. My name in school was called Meatball. I didn't really care. That's cool. It's funny. But it almost like motivated me. I was like, oh, everyone's called me Meatball. Like I'm fat, you know? I'm like this little fat kid now. I'm fat as fuck. I'm eating KFC 4 times a day. I'm fucking constantly eating canteen food, constantly eating shit. Never ate Whole Foods ever in my life. And I'm talking never had a vegetable probably for like the whole year. So yeah, got broken by girl number 2. Miles was broken. He went the other way, started going to the gym. And I stuck to it. In year 12, I was like, all right. So this was number 2. When I hit my low number 2 from girl number 2, I was fucking in the gutter. And this made me go to the gym again. So I started going to the gym. And this time I stuck to it. I was like, nah, I'm going to transform my body. I'm going to turn into someone, like, I'm going to fucking become this, like, beast. That's what I was, like, in my mind. I'm like, I have to become ripped. I want to be fucking shredded, bro, because that's going to fix my problem. Becoming shredded is going to fix my problem. I'm going to pull every girl. I'm going to get with every girl and any girl I want. That was my motivation. So I was like, you know what? Got smacked back in the face with the chick, the most disciplined motherfucker in school with food and going to the gym. By the end of year 12, I was known as the gym rat in school. So I went from the fat kid at the start of year 12 to the gym rat because of how obsessed I was. I ate chicken and rice every single day, never cheated on my diet once the whole year. But I was still drinking every weekend, keep in mind. Just to remind you, I was still drinking every weekend, still partying every weekend, but my diet was dialed. I never had any KFC, never had anything. And I ended up getting pretty lean, pretty fast. I was pretty skinny, but I had abs and I had all this stuff. And I thought it was going to fix my problem. I thought that getting shredded and being this gym kid was going to fix my problem. Did nothing. Did fuck all. Still felt the same. Still was going out every weekend. Still trying to numb the pain. I was just obsessed with fitting in. So anything to fit in, right, Miles? Get lean because that's what girls like and that's what will make you fit in. Okay, cool. That's what I do. Get lean. Eat healthy, become a gym rat. And that's what I did. Cool. I don't regret it. I fucking loved that year in my life. That was a fucking mad year. Had some sick fucking memories, bro. But that's not the point of this podcast. The point of this podcast is me talking about what was actually going through my head. So, still hated Miles. And then we get out of school and it gets to Levers. I go to Levers. Same thing. I just get fucking blind, plastered every single day of levers, just absolutely fucking maggot every single day. And I was still disciplined with my eating at levers. I had 1 chicken breast every day because I refused to eat any fast food because I was so scared of gaining fat and putting any fat on, because I had to be this gym kid with abs that everyone thought was like some gym fucking guru that had all this confidence, that was the loudest person in the room, that was the funniest person in the room. That was who I was trying to be the whole time throughout year 12 and into levers. So anyone listening to this, and there will be people listening to this that know that side of me, and they'll totally be sitting there listening and being like, yep, this cunt is explaining exactly how I was. I was a fucking dickhead to everyone because I was just trying to fucking be someone I'm not. My abs are my personality, essentially. And drinking and getting with girls. How many girls can I get within a night out to fill that void? 3, 4, 5, 6. Still felt the same when I woke up, Miles. But if you're on this path, I can guarantee you it will not fix your problem. I promise you, I've been through it. I'm telling you right now, this is why I'm talking about this shit so deeply. It will not fix your problem, man. It will fucking make it worse. It fucked me up. It made me fucking hate myself even more because I only felt like myself when I was drunk. That's how bad it got. I had to be drunk to be Miles. That's how bad I ended up getting. It will not fix your problem. It will make it worse. And I'm speaking from experience. And I'm not saying I was an alcoholic and all my friends were alcoholics, but that's just how I felt inside. Levers, I met another girl. Girl number 3. This is when shit gets interesting. This is when Miles thinks that abs and the party guy and the guy that gets with all the girls, I've fixed the void. I've fixed that little insecurity inside of me, There's none of that left now. I've completed life, I'm this confident guy now that everyone loves. So, anyways, meet this girl at levers. I see her. And then we start talking at levers and talking after levers and, one thing leads to another. We ended up talking and our friend groups mashed together and we were still going out every weekend, still drinking every weekend. And I was doing it with her. And essentially I thought that I was done with that insecure Miles. So my mindset going into this talking stage was, I'm not going to be a bitch. I'm not going to fucking let her rule me. I'm going to be the man. This is my mindset. If she takes 4 minutes to message me, I'm going to take 5. This is how fucking stupid I was, mate. This is how fucked up I was in the head. But that's what my mindset was. I was like, I'm going to be this new person. Again, I was trying to transform myself into someone that I'm not. And I'm going to take longer to reply. I'm going to send shorter messages. I'm not going to try as hard. She's going to chase me. She's going to want me because I'm the man now. I control the relationship. I control everything. That was my thought process, essentially, going into this talking stage. So, yeah, we were still going out all the time. And, boy, this is when I hit fucking rock bottom. This was the rock bottom number 1, I'd say. Real rock bottom number 1. Number 2 is coming later. Number 1. So essentially she got with my best friend in front of me and that fucked me up big time. She got with him. Then this is how bad I was that I thought I was fixed, that I wasn't. And I went back to her, bro. So I went back to her. And this is no hate to my best friend. He was cool. He didn't really understand the situation too much. There's a long story behind it. But essentially she got with him in front of me. Then I lost it. And then I ended up going back to her. So I went back to her, thought shit was going to change. And she tried to get with him again. He obviously rejected her, but she tried to get with him again. And then I unleashed on her. I just went off at her. I was drunk at a club, went fucking ape shit at her. Went off at her. I was blind. I was fucked up. Said some shit I probably shouldn't have said. And essentially I lost every single friend I ever had. And my worth was tied to the people that I hung out with. So I lost myself. I fucking cried myself to sleep every fucking night for 2 weeks. I didn't have anyone message me. People fucking hated me in Mandurah. I got this rep that I was like this fucking verbally abusive guy to girls. All my friends fucking hated me. Everyone hated me. I just sat at home every week going to the gym. The gym was the only thing I had left in my life. So it's what I latched onto. I just would go to the gym, eat, train, sleep, work, eat, train, sleep, work. That's all I was doing. And everyone hated me. I lost myself. I was crying to slip myself to sleep. I pretty much say I went borderline depressed for about a month, 2 months. Then slowly people started to talk to me again, and I got back into my friend group again, which are all good people. I respect them all, but I'm just talking about my story again. I don't want to talk shit about anyone because it's not their fault. It's not their problem. It's me. This is what I was going through. But yeah, I ended up going back into my friend group, and during that period, I was taking about 2 grams of caffeine a day, again, trying to numb the pain through another thing. I was drinking by myself. I was fucking getting drunk by myself in my room. No one knows this. I actually haven't told anyone this. I was smoking weed by myself. Yeah, I was doing anything to numb the pain of, I've essentially thought I lost my worth in life because my worth was so tied to being this cool cunt that everyone loved. And I lost that because everyone fucking hated me now. So I was no one. I had no girlfriend or talking stage, whatever the fuck you call it. What do people call it? Fucking, I don't know what they call it. Talking stage, fucking situationship. That was the word. I had none of that now. So Miles was fucking vanished. I was that kid again. I was that primary school kid again that everyone made fun of, that everyone fucking hated. That was Miles again. I was like, fuck's sakes, I'm done. I'm finished in life now. I'm never going to be anything. So I lost again, shattered myself, hit rock bottom, drinking, smoking, you name it. I did it by myself, taking 2 grams of caffeine before going to the gym every day, trying to pump as much weight as I could to numb the pain. Working a job that I fucking hated in a tool store. And I was like 18 years old, finished school. This was the first year outside of school, for context. So I was working full-time at a tool store, just fucking theoretically wasting my life. Didn't like the job at all, wasn't getting me anywhere. I wasn't studying, I wasn't doing anything. All I was doing was getting drunk and fucking drinking by myself and going to the gym. And then I was like, all right, something has to change. Again, pivotal moment in my life. I started to think I need to do something. Something needs to change because I'm not good enough. So something needs to change, Miles. You need to do something. Otherwise, you're not good enough. No one's going to like you. Everyone starts talking to me again. I start becoming friends with everyone. Then I get an apprenticeship. Started working as like a roof sparky type thing. Fucking hated it. But I thought, I've hit my purpose in life because I've now got a trade. And trades are not bad, but I fucking hated my job, man. Being in a roof when it's 40 degrees outside, it's like 70, 80, 90 degrees in there, man. It was fucked up, and I did that for a whole year. But I felt like I had purpose for the first time in my life. Again, I wasn't being true to myself. I was trying to be someone that I wasn't, to please other people, to make myself feel like I was on a path that was right for me. When it wasn't, because I fucking hated my job and I just did it to make myself feel like I was doing something. So still going to the gym all the time, still drinking every single weekend now that I'm back with the friend group. Again, no hate towards them. They are fucking good people. I like them all. I respect them all. They're all good. I was just drinking to numb my pain still of being the person that I had to be to make myself feel comfortable and content with my life. So going to clubs every weekend. Like, mate, if you are in Mandurah, I was the top floor fucking connoisseur, mate. I was like the top floor man. I went there all the time. I thought I was fucking the maddest cunt because everyone knew me there. Like, I was so obsessed with status that I'd go to the same club, which was top floor, to brag about how many people know me here, or brag about how many chicks that I got with, because it filled my void for the night. And I wake up in the morning and feel the same. Same thing. You'll see it's a pattern. Every single time something happens, something bad happens, I slowly pivot into a different direction. But I'm still completely fucking lost in life. But the gym, I always had the gym. Gym was something that always stayed with me my whole life. It never changed. And I was working, and this is where my life kind of took a bit of a pivot as well, again. Pivot number 2, I'd say. I was working, and my family were really struggling with payments. And mum was working an office job, dad's working a trade, and they were really struggling with payments to pay for the house and stuff like that. And I seen that, and I seen what they went through to make it happen, and it lit this fear inside of me of like, holy fuck, I don't want to be stuck doing a job that I don't like trades are not bad by any means, but they're not good when you don't like your job. So I was like, fuck, I need to get out of here because my dad hated his job and he had to work to pay for the house. He had to work to pay for the house and couldn't do anything about it, and he hated his job and all this stuff. And I seen all this stuff happening. I seen all of this to where, you know, I thought I was like, what can I do to get out of here? I'm still drinking every weekend, by the way, but we're still going to the gym. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to start making gym content. So I started making gym content, posting 3 reels a week. Thought that this was going to be my fucking, I've made it now, you know, I'm going to post reels for the rest of my life and every cunt's going to love me. Every person on social media is going to love me and I'm going to get so much money because I'm going to get a Young LA code and I'm going to sit there and promote my code all day and post fucking stupid gym motivational videos. But anyways, at that point in life, I thought that I've hit the jackpot, you know, like I was like, yeah, I'm going to be a business owner and fucking be an influencer, you know, that was my thing. So I was working my trade and I was doing that on the side. I'd spend all my weekends still drinking, and then I slowly started moving away from the drinking and started just moving into solely gym and filming content for the gym and like doing these motivational videos. Keep in mind, I was still insanely insecure, but it made me feel like I had some sort of purpose posting on social media and trying to motivate other people, because I was like, you know, I'm going to motivate other people, make other people feel good, because I don't feel good. So at least I can make other people feel good, you know? At least I can do something like that. So yeah, I was posting videos on social media, 3 videos a week, these motivational gym edits. And I thought I made it, you know, I had fucking 200 followers and I was like, you know, I'm going to make it. All I need to do is quit my job. So I need to quit my apprenticeship. So I quit my apprenticeship with nothing to fucking post reels on Instagram, 3 reels a week on Instagram. I quit my job as a Sparky, November 2023. And this is where pivotal moment number 2 comes. So I quit my job 2023, posting reels on Instagram, little edit reels. If you scroll down on my Instagram page, you'll probably see them. They're just randomly fucking a little voiceover and then with like an edit over it as well, with me doing like some gym movements. So yeah, I was doing that. This is when I fucking hit rock bottom, bro. So I thought that I was going to make it, and by all means chase your dreams, but don't be dumb like I did and just drop a job when you have 200 followers and you think that posting 3 to 4 reels a week on Instagram is going to make you successful in life. So that's what I did. I just dropped my job, and then I ended up getting another job at a retail store as well, but I was only working 2-3 times a week. And when you have that much spare time on your hands, you start to spiral. You got too much time to think. All I was doing was literally posting, like I said, 3 reels a week, filming on the weekend, getting clips, finding audios, editing. Probably took me essentially 4 or 5 hours out of my week every week. And I thought that's what was going to make me famous. And I was going to have all this fame and I was going to get a Gymshark sponsorship. So I started doing that. This was literally probably this time last year where this started happening. So still extremely insecure. Didn't really like myself too much. But we were getting somewhere. We were finding some sort of passion in life, which was videography and inspiring people. So I was slowly getting better over time. So yeah, like I said, too much time to think, doing fuck all, getting nowhere. So I hit a wall, and a fucking big wall. I was really depressed. Like, I'm talking the point where I would fucking sleep through the day, man. Oh, fuck, this just fucking lights up like a side of me, bro, because I fucking remember that shit, bro, and I'm so fucking afraid of it, of feeling that again. Bro, I would sleep through the day so that I didn't have to live, because I was so scared of chasing my dream and actually going all in on my dream. I was just working in a retail store, like I said, just posting 3 reels a week. I was so afraid of chasing my dream, which was to essentially do what I'm doing now, that I would just sleep through the day to get past it, because I'm like, I've quit my apprenticeship and I haven't made it after 2 months. I fucking failed. Miles, you failed. You fucked up, you idiot. Why'd you leave your apprenticeship? Why'd you leave your trade to do this? Like, you've just screwed up your life, mate. So I start, like I said, sleeping through the days, depressed as fuck. I was spiraling day after day after day. I'm at work and I'm just like, I would hyperventilate like all day. My like heart rate would probably sit at like 90 all day. I was just fucking wired, bro. I was so fucking scared and so miserable inside that like I didn't know what to do with myself. So I would just spiral and I'd sleep and I'd work 3 days a week, and that's all I did was post 3 reels, sleep during the day, try and make the days go as fast as I could. And then we get to New Year's Eve of last year. So we lead up to this day, and I'm like, you know what? I need to go back to my old routes. I need to get drunk. It's going to fix it. So essentially, I went out New Year's Eve, and I got fucking blind. Absolutely fucked. Like I was out there to get fucked up, to sink the pain that I've been going through, that no one knows I was going through. No one knew that. One person does, and he might be listening to this, but it was one of my best mates, Finlay man. He knew what was going through my head. I would literally tell him everything. I'm like, I don't know what to do with my life, man. Like, I'm fucked up, bro. Like, I'd basically essentially cry to him and be like, I don't know what I'm doing. I fucking left my job. Like, oh, man, like, fuck this. And I saw him working so fucking hard, and I was just fucking doing nothing, man. Like, he was working 3 jobs every single day, and I was working 3 days a week with too much spare time, posting reels on Instagram, thinking that it's going to change my life. So anyways, back to New Year's Eve. Went out on New Year's Eve, got extremely drunk, and I ended up leaving at 10 o'clock crying because I was like, it didn't fix it. It doesn't go away. The depression, the fucking, the insecurity, it's still there. It's fucking there, man. Like, how do I get rid of this? What do I have to do? And I'm talking like rock bottom, as low as you could think it. Like, I just remember sitting on the train just bawling my eyes out, and everyone's like looking at me, and I'm just like on my phone like sobbing on the train, and people like, you alright? And I just wouldn't even answer because I was just like just so disappointed in myself, being almost 19 years old. I was 19 years old at this time, with nothing to show of myself, just other than parties and status that I thought that's what would essentially create my dream life. So sitting on the train, I messaged a guy called Jackson Pios. He's in the fitness industry, and I was like, hey bro, he posted this fucking story, and he's like, oh, setting the standard for the new year, just did this on New Year's Eve, and I'm now hitting the sack at 11 o'clock, going to bed, gonna get up and do this. He's like, I'm gonna set the standard well for 2024, starting the year off right. He's like basically saying, like, I don't know why people go out and start the year off wrong in a bad way when you can start it off in a good way. And I messaged him, and I was like crying on the fucking train. I messaged him, I was like, fuck bro, you don't even understand. Like, when I read that message, I was like, that's it. The flip switched. I was like, that is what I need to do. Like, something was like, you just need to fucking work your ass off and become successful, because and just chase your dream and stop caring about what people think and stop doing all this shit to fill this void and run away from it. I just need to go into it. I need to go into the pain and face the pain and go through it, because if I don't, I'll never be happy. It just for some reason like flipped this switch in me when I saw him living his life and how happy he was. And then I saw that message on his story and what he was doing with his life and how his day looked and how his New Year's Day looked and New Year's Eve looked, how productive it looked. I was like, that's what I need to do. That is where I need to head. I need to head towards growth and start just taking action and being productive. So going into 2024, I was still extremely depressed, but it flipped like this fucking insane like urge inside of me where I was like, nah, this year is going to be the fucking year when I make something happen out of myself. Because right now I'm fucking nothing. I'm lost as fuck and I hate myself. I hate who I am and I'm trying to run away from who I am. I'm going to become this person where no matter what challenge is put in front of me, I will overcome it. I will overcome any challenge. So I was like talking to Malia at this stage. I started talking to Malia again. I stopped talking to her at you would have heard in the last podcast. We started talking, then we stopped. Started talking to her again. And then obviously she went through a prep and I was like, all right, Jackson Pios has done a prep. I'm going to fucking do a prep. I'm going to prove to myself that I can fucking do anything because I can do anything. And then my whole, literally since that message, my whole life changed. My whole perspective changed. I started looking at life as like a game. Life's like a video game. You're a character and you build your own character. And the choices you make and the work you put in is what you get out. I put in fuck all. I became fuck all. I did easy things. I became fuck all. Clearly, this is not the right answer, Miles. Clearly, what you've been doing the past fucking 10 years of your life and drinking and doing all this shit to fill this void, clearly it's not fucking working, so something needs to change. You go to the gym, you get shredded, you get in shape, you still feel the same. What else is there left to change? The one thing was being true to myself and following my passion and my purpose. And my purpose and passion was always to own a clothing brand, was always to have a social media presence so I can inspire people to not feel and not go through what I went through. Because that was fucking disgusting, that 10 years. I've only brushed across what I went through really, because I can't talk too deep into it because I've only got an hour and a half. But essentially, I don't want people feeling like I did. So I was like, all right, I'm just going to fucking go all in this year. Anything and everything, just fucking throw it at me. I'll fucking do it. That was my mindset. I'm like, I'm going to become a whole different person to where the end of 2024, no one's going to even know that Miles anymore. I'm not going to be that cunt no more. That insecure little fucking loser that drank by himself and did all this shit, got with girls to fill voids and did all this stuff to fill my insecurity. I was gonna chase my dream, which was what I'm doing now, essentially. So, like I said, I met Malia. Malia inspired the fuck out of me. So I was like, all right, I need to do a prep. She did it. It was hard as fuck. I'm gonna fucking do it now. Jackson Pios did it. I'm gonna fucking do it because I can do anything. So I went into this prep and I was like, I will not miss a single macro. I will not miss a single gram. I'll never cheat on my diet. I'll never do anything. And I did just that throughout the prep. I got a second job. I was working 50-hour weeks, 60-hour weeks with 2 jobs, also posting content every single day, 4 or 5 reels a week. Still doing essentially fuck all, I'd say, but I was doing better. I had 2 jobs, I had a decent income. I was working as a Sparky, I'm doing retic stuff, Sparky stuff, and then I was also in the retail store. I was working 7 days a week. I was like, this is what I got to do. I just got to grind. I got to fucking put everything into this. So I buy an A7 IV, which is my first camera. I'm not filming on any of them now, and a good lens. And I buy a mic, and I start talking on social media. I was trying to create, inspire, work, gym. Create, inspire, work, gym. That was literally my life. That's all I did. Just work 7 days a week, create content, inspire people, and just rinse and repeat this whole year. And then I was also hanging out with Malia. Me and Malia hanging out all the time. I started to really define myself at the start of the year. I'd say I was decently close to on being directly on purpose. I was a lot more secure in myself. I started finding confidence in myself through working. Within the first 3 months of the year, I was a completely different person. And this is why I say slow motion is motion. And that's why I fucking love this saying, man. Because at the start of the year, I had 1 job working, 15 hours a week. And in 3 months, I went to working 50 hours a week, to talking to a camera, which I was scared of doing, to owning a videography business and having clients and doing videography work. In 3 months, I did that, essentially. Because I bought a camera, I invested in myself, I did things that scared me, which was talking to a camera and actually trying to put myself out on social media because I was scared of what people thought still. So I just did edits to cover that up and all that stuff. So I started chasing discomfort. Like I said, put myself through a prep as well. We'll get to that. But first 3 months, I started hanging out with Malia. I was afraid of hanging out with girls because I was afraid of feeling that insecurity again. So I was really scared to hang out with any girl because I was like, I don't want to feel like that again. I don't want to be around girls. I just want to be on my own shit. I'll do my own shit now. I'm done with them. They're not going to do anything. They're no good. They just lead me down this path of fucking destruction. But little did I know, every single bad point in my life has basically pushed me forward a little bit. But now I was chasing that. I was chasing the discomfort. I was going head first into this discomfort. Whatever it was I was scared of doing. I was scared of investing. Cool. Buy a camera. $8,000 on a camera. Done. Nice. Now, next thing. I need to get another job. Need to work my ass off. All right, cool. Got another job. Work my ass off. 50 hours a week. Posting content. Now I need to get a mic. Start talking to my camera. I'm scared of talking to a camera. All right, I'm going to do that. Jump. Buy a mic. Start doing that. Okay, cool. Right? That's what I started doing. Just chasing discomfort. Then I jumped into a prep because, like I said, getting back to that, met Malia, was hanging out with Malia. I was like, I'm going to do a prep. This shit's going to be a fucking breeze. I had like this, for some reason, I just had confidence again. I just had some confidence in myself for the first time. And it was like momentum. I finally had momentum in my life. And I was just like, keep this shit rolling. Just fucking go with the fucking flow, Miles. Just work your ass off. So I was still working 50 hours a week. 2 jobs, posting content, talking to a camera, getting over my fears, getting better at talking to cameras, getting better at videography, doing work with clients. And then I was doing prep. And yeah, basically that was my life from, I'd say March till January, March, April, May, about August. Then in August, I started studying as a personal trainer because I was like, I need to get education behind me. So I start studying as a personal trainer. I do that. And in the midst of this, I'm building my videography business. I'm just working with anyone and everyone I can, getting as much experience as I can, trying to build this brand, my personal brand on social media, just pumping content. Ended up getting to about, I think, 4 or 5K followers, which I'm at now, that has nothing to do with this really, but it just shows you what work can do. Still working 50 hours a week in a prep. Then I transferred to studying, and then I start going all in on my videography business. I had like 8 clients. I was working with fucking heaps of clients, doing one-off work all the time. Any and every experience I could have that put me out of my comfort zone to get better at videography, I would do. That's what I was doing. I was obsessed with videography. I was obsessed with creating the best content, being the best content creator in Perth. That was my fucking obsession, and it still is my obsession. But now it's about creating my own personal brand and providing as much value as I can. But I almost used my videography business as a tool to get really good at videography and see how successful people work, because I was around successful people that ran businesses and gyms and all this stuff, and I was around that. So I saw how they worked and kind of adopted, took things from different people and adopted their mindset and what went into it. Also, whilst I was studying and working another 2 jobs. So I was essentially working 30 hours a week, studying, on prep, and running a videography business. So my hands were pretty full. Just working my ass off. That's all I wanted to do. No time for nothing else. Me and Malia were still good. We started dating around April, I believe. So we were dating at this point. Everything was good in my life, I started feeling momentum in my life, like I said, for the first time. And that is all because I started to chase discomfort. I started to have motion towards my dreams. I wasn't holding back. I wasn't scared anymore. I wasn't going to let it control me. I wasn't going to let other people's perception of me control me. I wasn't going to hold back of what I want to do. I was going to go all in on everything and anything. I don't care what I had to do to get where I had to be. I was going to fucking make it happen, and I was going to do it. And that is why it is the blueprint to success. Having motion is the blueprint to your answer as to why you're not where you want to be, or if you are a little bit insecure or you struggle with confidence. Just whatever that dream is that is inside of you, fucking do it and get in the gym. The gym will fucking help you mentally and physically look better and feel better. I think it's a hack in life, because it's the first thing, the gym was the first thing that taught me that hard work over a long period of time will get you a result. So that's, I guess, where I adopted the mindset of like consistency. That's all that matters. Be consistent day in and day out, and I'll get somewhere. And it started to get me to places. I started to essentially have this full-on videography business that I had clients, I had people that were working with me on a weekly basis, and I was running a business and studying. And it was all because I was taking action and having motion in my life. That's what got me there. But yeah, then we get to prep. So as I was starting to get deep into prep, I was just chasing more discomfort. I was like, I need more and more. I became obsessed with like chasing discomfort. It kind of went the other way a little bit as well. But I was like, I need to do more. So I started filming everything on YouTube. I started documenting my prep on YouTube. So once a week in the morning before my brother went to school, I'd wake up at 4 a.m. and we'd film a YouTube video every morning. And I'd put my all into them YouTube videos. And I still do. But that's essentially what got me started into YouTube and getting me like a real good connection with my audience and getting my audience invested into what I'm doing and actually having a story to follow and like a personality behind it, because it's long form content and it helps people really see who you actually are. So yeah, we're in prep. I'm documenting my prep. I'm working 30, 40 hours a week and I'm doing my videography business. Working my ass off, man, doing everything I can to become the person that I want to be and have the impact that I want to have. So yeah, prep got fucking hard, man. Prep got hard. I lost myself a couple times. I lost why I was doing it. I started getting angry because I was like, I need to do more in my business. Prep is distracting me. Prep is fucking me up. Prep is doing this. Prep is doing that. Started blaming prep for everything in my life. And I was like, fuck this bodybuilding prep. I'm tired as fuck. I can't move. I'm shaking and all this shit. I just felt horrible. Food focused. Was treating people pretty averagely. Wasn't the nicest to like everyone around me. And I lost myself essentially in prep, I'd say, a couple times here and there. And it just, how do I say it? And about 1 week out is when I realized this is what it's about. You're losing yourself, then finding yourself, then losing yourself, then finding yourself. You're learning about yourself. This is what it is. So about 1 week out or 2 weeks out is when I began to find this mindset of like, oh, when I feel lost, it just means that it's a redirection in my life. I'm just redirecting or rerouting my life and becoming a better version of me, because this is discomfort that I haven't actually felt before. That's why I'm losing myself, because I'm getting thrown in different directions that I don't know where to go and I don't know how to act, and it's making me feel lost. But that's what prep taught me, was that me losing myself was actually me finding myself again, when I'd like slowly like kind of like lose who I was and get annoyed and get angry. And I was like, this discomfort is what's making me grow. Because it was probably the hardest thing to this date that I've ever done was my prep. And I never cheated on my diet. I never did anything like that, because I was like, I'm not going to fucking do that. I'm going to be dialed as fuck. And I did the whole prep. But it taught me that doing hard things is what results in you becoming a better version of you, not running away from them, not taking the easy route. My God, not taking the easy route. Taking the easy route will leave you down a road that you are not satisfied with. And this is what brings me to the point of life and like how life works. Look at life as like a swing, right? Or not a swing, but like, it's like, just look at life like this. If you do hard things, life will be easy. If you do easy things, life will be hard. Choose your hard, mate. That's what you've got to do. Because if you do easy things like I fucking did my whole life, life was fucking hard. I was insecure. I hated myself. I hated everything about myself. Nothing went well. Now, I change over to let me do hard things. Let me challenge myself. Life becomes easier. I become confident in myself. I have self-belief. I lose my self-doubt slowly. It's not fully gone, but I start losing it. And I start gaining confidence and start gaining reassurance of, no, you can do this. You can and you will do this because you're doing hard things and you're constantly proving to yourself, I can do anything that I want if I set my mind to it. But you will never adhere and adopt that mindset if you're doing easy things. Because how are you ever going to know how achieving something hard will feel? Because that's what's so rewarding about doing hard things, is the feeling you get after you've done it, the pride you feel in yourself, the happiness you feel. You're like, fuck yeah, I did that. That is where confidence comes from. Confidence is a relationship with yourself that you get after challenging yourself. So if you're listening to this, do not try to find validation through different things like girls or boys or alcohol or drugs or going out. Doing this stuff's not bad, but if you think that's going to validate you and fix your problems, you are fucking wrong, mate. You are so far from the fucking truth. It is unbelievable, because that's where I was, and I thought it was going to fix it. I thought status was going to fix it. I thought all this stuff was going to fix it. The only thing that fixed it was being true to myself, chasing the dreams that I want, and facing adversity and discomfort head on with everything I've got. And I felt indestructible coming out of prep, because I'm like, look at that shit. I didn't miss a macro. I didn't miss anything. I did it. I stepped on that stage with the best look that I ever got. I didn't give a fuck about winning. I couldn't give a fuck. All I cared about was the growth that I got out of it. And again, being one of the hardest things that I ever done, it just proved to me that look at how much fucking stress and effort and adversity and fucking discipline went into that, and look what came out of it. I'm a whole fucking different person. I'm a different person because I faced a challenge head on. I did something that was fucking hard, man. And like I say, it's not about torturing yourself. Don't torture yourself, but fucking challenge yourself. That's how you grow. That feeling of being scared. You think that I wasn't scared dropping Motion, the clothing brand? Mate, I was fucking shitting myself. But I knew, because I've done a prep, because I've done this stuff, that is the feeling of growth. What the fuck are you scared of, bro? What's going to happen? What's the worst that's going to happen? You learn and you grow. I'm sitting there shitting myself about my clothing brand, thinking no one's going to care, no one's going to do anything, and it fucking sells out like that. Your anxiety and your stress and all this stuff is all a perception in your head. You're telling yourself a story that hasn't actually happened. That is what stress and that's what anxiety is. And this is what I've learned through my challenges of life and taking the easy route and now going the hard route. And facing adversity and chasing my dreams. Is anxiety and stress and all this stuff is a fucking false reality. You're telling yourself shit that hasn't even happened. Why am I stressing about my clothing brand? I'm telling myself that I've already failed before I've done it. I'm telling myself no one's going to buy it, no one's going to care. And then I fucking go straight into it. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to let that voice in my head control me, because I did that for fucking 10, 15 years and it did nothing but leave me feeling broken. Leave me feeling like I've got nothing, no purpose in life. So I was like, fuck that shit. I'm going to go straight into it. I'm going to put my all into this. I'm going to make the best fucking video I can. I'm going to put all my effort into this. I'm going to provide as much value as I can. And it is going to fucking work, because I'm not going to give up until it does. And it fucking worked. And on the drop day, I was shitting myself. I couldn't even fucking stand still. My mind was racing, but I didn't let it control me. I went head first into it. Like I said, everyone has emotions. You all have emotions, but don't let those emotions control you. Don't let those emotions dictate the actions you take in life. You take the actions that you know are right, because you know what the right action is to do. I knew what the right action was to do. Not listen to your fucking little brain telling yourself that, what if Motion doesn't work out? What if the clothing doesn't work out? Fuck that voice. Fuck off, mate. Like, you're not even real. You're just some shitty little fucking voice in the back of my head telling myself that something that hasn't even happened has happened. Or same thing with prep. Or what if you don't win? What if you step on the stage and you can't pose properly, or everyone makes fun of you? Fuck that voice. What are you scared of stepping on a fucking stage? You don't think that everyone else on that stage is shitting themselves as well? I already know that. I'm sitting backstage because I know that in my head. Everyone's like, you're so fucking calm. I'm like, what the fuck's there to be stressed about? What are you stressed about, bro? You've done the work, you've got here, and you're here, step on the stage and have fun. Don't fucking stress yourself out of something that doesn't even have anything to do with where you are right now and what you're doing. That is all a perception in your head that you're telling yourself. You're telling yourself something's happened when it hasn't. That's why you're stressing. That's why you're scared. That's why I didn't chase my dreams. I was telling myself that I've already failed before I've even tried. I'm telling myself that I'm not going to be able to make it because I'm not worth it. And I'm not worth it. I'm not going to make it because I'm not capable of doing that before I even tried. A year ago, man, I didn't even fucking do anything. I was just fucking drinking and smoking and sleeping through the days because I didn't know what the fuck I was capable of doing. I'm telling you, bro, having motion in your life and chasing your dreams is what will give you purpose and what will change your life for the rest of your life. But you need to go into that and face that and go through it. And you need to go through the hard times. And you need to embrace the hard times because that is what teaches you about yourself. Don't run away from it. Go into it. Because me running away from it got me nowhere. And I just hope me being on this podcast telling you about this shit, I hope it's related with someone. I hope it's helped someone because I'm still not where I want to be. And I'm still by no means am I some successful human or done anything extravagant because I'm no different to you. And that is the purpose of what I do with content and why I document my life on YouTube and why I'm doing motion. It is, yes, to chase my dream, but my dream is also to inspire other people to do the same because of how fucking bad my life was when I wasn't doing that and how lost I felt and how out of sync with miles I felt and how disconnected with my true self I felt. I don't want people feeling that. I want to do everything I can to stop someone from feeling that because that was fucking horrible, bro. That was fucked, man. I fucking hated that period of my life. But it's what led me to be where I am today. And like I said, I don't have it all figured out. No one has it all figured out. No one will ever have it all figured out. But it's the people that have motion and take action that make stuff happen, that do stuff in life. So if you live with that mindset, if you live with the motion mindset of just stack the fucking wins every day, stack the wins no matter what the circumstance is, no matter what is in your life or what roadblocks there, you keep going. You keep chasing your dreams no matter what that little fucking voice in your brain says. You know what your purpose is. You know what you want out of life, whether that's a job promotion, whether that's owning a business, whether that's starting social media, whether that's getting in the gym. It doesn't matter. It applies to everything. Slow motion is motion. That is how you become successful. And I'm not successful yet, but it has done a little bit in my life from last year when I was working 15 hours a week to where I am today. Taking action and having motion has made me move a little bit closer to where I want to be, right? Like I said, I will never have it all figured out. No one does. You're not alone thinking that. And if you want to know where to start, the one piece of advice I will tell you is just start because there is no way to start. I didn't start the start of my year saying, I'm going to do this and I'm going to have a podcast room and I'm going to have all this. 8 weeks ago, I didn't even know I was going to have a podcast room. I didn't even know I was going to be sitting here talking to you. I didn't know I was going to have all this shit. It was a thought in my brain and I took action on it. And now I'm doing it. That's all it is. If you have a thought, if you have a dream, take action and it will happen. If you believe it and you have the courage to fucking speak it, it will happen. Your goals should scare you. If they don't scare you, they're not big enough. You need to think bigger. I'm fucking petrified for the year 2025. But is it going to lead me to growth? Yes. Is it going to lead me to impact more people? Yes. Am I going to listen to that fucking voice telling me that I can't do it? Fuck no. Because I can do it. And you can too. You can achieve anything. Confidence, self-belief, it is all built. You build it by proving to yourself that you can do shit. Whether that's running a marathon, going to the gym, it doesn't matter. You prove it to yourself by going all in on something. Let me ask you something. I bet you there's been something in your life that you've been passionate about. It could be as stupid as a fucking video game, right? It could be anything, a sport, video game, fucking you name it. I know there's something you've been passionate about. Art, I don't care. I don't know what it is, right? I bet you got good at it. Tell me you were not obsessed with something and you didn't get good at it, right? I bet you that you were obsessed with something in your life. There was something that made you tick when you were younger. Mine was soccer, scooters, Fortnite. Fucking that's what I did, bro. I was obsessed with those three things in my periods of life. And I got good at all three of them, right? That correlates to everything in life. Then the gym. Got obsessed with the gym. I got good at the gym. I started to look better because I became obsessed and I took action. So that applies to you, right? I know there's something in your life that you've been obsessed with. Say it's netball. I guarantee you fucking got good at it. So why the fuck can you not chase your dreams and get good at that dream and chase that dream and get good at whatever that dream is? Why the fuck can you not do that? Why the fuck can you not get in shape? If you want to do it and you take action and you have motion, it will happen. Like everything else in your life that you've wanted to happen, it has all happened. It just takes time and it takes slow motion over a long period of time. And that is how you achieve success, with motion. Having motion towards your goals every single day is the blueprint to success. Work hard, do the things that scare you and chase your dreams, and you will find purpose and be on purpose in your life. And you will live a way happier life than if you take the easy route. Do not take the easy route. It'll lead you down a path that is hard that you don't want to go down. So choose your hard. That's what you do. Currently, right now, I'm going to do everything I can to build this brand into what I want it to be. I want it to be a community. I want it to be a cult. I want it to be a cult of like-minded people that think like this and are after shit. Because I want people to feel like they have a community and like-minded people to listen to talk to look up to, not look up to be inspired by, that are chasing their dreams so they chase their own dreams as well. That's why I do this podcast, because I feel like I can get this message across and I can help other people achieve that level. Because I believe success is not about having money. It's not having a big brand. It's about being on purpose. I feel successful right now because I'm on purpose. And I want other people to feel like that, because I know what that low felt like. I know what that fucking shit, insecurity, fucking lost version of myself felt like. And I don't want anyone to feel like that. I want everyone to feel like they're on purpose and they're doing things. And the only way to do that is to have motion, and have motion towards your goals, and choose the hard path. Do the things that scare you. That is what will make you grow, not the easy way. That is not how you grow. But anyways, I'm going to wrap this episode up. I hope I didn't fucking ramble too long and it got boring as fuck. But yeah, that is basically my story as to how I got extremely insecure and got out and started chasing my dream and living up to my dream life. And I'll document this entire process on YouTube so you guys can see the blueprint on how to do it yourself. It doesn't have to be on social media. It doesn't have to be anything like this. But this is the blueprint of a 21-year-old chasing his dream on YouTube as well. And the podcast is just about spreading value and inspiring other people to do the exact same thing as me and Malia are doing right now. So yeah, as always, guys, I appreciate you guys for listening, and chase your dream, motherfucker, because with motion, you can achieve anything. And I'll see you in the next one.